gold Jeep wanted for retail fraud and felonious assault after ramming a Utica police cruiser. The suspect had already escaped one pursuit, but luck doesn't last forever, not when every cop in the county is looking for you. Minutes later, a deputy spotted that same gold Jeep speeding down 32-mile road, weaving through traffic like he owned it. The deputy stayed patient, waiting for backup. But the second those red and blue lights flipped on, the suspect lost it. It was clear this wasn't just a getaway. It was a last stand on four wheels.
E. Edward, E. David, 0372. Great. Everything else, County's trying to catch up. Hey, look at it. You can have it out of the yellow area in mind. Dispatcher is 261, still eastbound. I gotta think of what's going on there. You found getting to the second?
He swerved into oncoming lanes, passing cars head-on, desperate to escape the law one more time. The amount he could have actually hit someone head-on is insane. Every second, a potential disaster. The trooper knew pressing harder could end badly, so he held back, letting the suspect burn himself out. What the driver didn't know was that a few miles up the road, another unit was already waiting, spike strips ready, and his freedom running out fast.
He's out, he's flipped. Yes, there's one on foot. He went northbound through the storage yard here. I'm going to check on the passenger.
After the vehicle rolled over, chaos followed. The driver bailed out, running into the darkness, but the passenger wasn't as lucky. He'd been ejected during the violent crash. The trooper rushed to him first, hoping for a miracle. But from the first glance, it didn't look good. Moments later, other units tracked down the fleeing driver and took him into custody. The passenger, however, never made it. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Saturday, February 22, 2025, in Lonoke County, Arkansas. Troopers attempted a traffic stop on a 2017 Mercedes-Benz near the 178-mile marker on Interstate 40. The driver fled, reaching speeds over 130 miles per hour and showing complete disregard for safety.
We're going back westbound. Try to see if one litter off and get spikes set up ahead of us. Civil. Speeds are about 90. Moderate traffic. I'm going to try to get to the one that's put on the top. I'm not going to make it in. Still westbound, coming up on Rose Road. I'm catching up. I've got the TV on.
Trooper got closer and attempted a TVI, but it was unsuccessful. The suspect continued fleeing, making the pursuit even more dangerous. It's unbelievable how the suspect managed to recover after multiple attempts to stop him. The pursuit was getting out of control, and troopers were determined to end it before anyone got hurt.
Come out. I don't care about the precision. Take it out.
Troopers executed a successful TVI, stopping the suspect. 35-year-old Dominic Copenhaver was taken into custody and transported to Pulaski County Detention Center. He faces multiple felonies, including fleeing, reckless driving, driving on a revoked license, and criminal mischief. Copenhaver, known to be armed and dangerous, has a violent history with warrants in Maryland and a record in California, Florida, and Arizona. On May 14, 2022, a silver Chevy was spotted making unsafe lane changes and swerving all over the road. The trooper activated lights and sirens, and the driver signaled to turn and began slowing down, but never fully came to a stop.
Mary 279 P8, it's a silver Chevy.
The driver took the first exit and continued driving suspiciously, showing no signs of stopping or cooperating.
Just took the left exit, swerving like crazy.
As the driver swerved all over the road, he hit the curb and began losing control of his vehicle. The trooper pressed in, determined to bring the chase to an end.
Just almost lost it. Losing a time. Wrecked out here just before Canis.
On the ground. Anybody else in the car? Get on the ground.
I'm sorry, sir. I was trying to...
Did I say anything? But get on the ground.
The trooper executed a pit maneuver, which wasn't perfect, but still managed to stop the suspect. The trooper arrested the suspect and took him into custody without further incident. During a search of the vehicle, the trooper found a firearm and illegal substances. On September 23rd, 2024, Trooper Dobbins was patrolling Grand Avenue when he observed a green Chevy Cruze with Arkansas plates driven by Dylan Matthew Anderson. Knowing Anderson had confirmed outstanding warrants, Trooper Dobbins activated his emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop at North 32nd and Grand Avenue. Anderson, however, continued southbound at low speeds, ignoring the lights and sirens. He then accelerated, attempting to flee, and turned left, heading eastbound on Kincaid Avenue.
Rolling southbound.
10-4.
It's 23.
slow rolling, still southbound.
Yeah, we're 1037.
10-4.
Okay, going back east. Hey, you threw something out here. Here you are.
The pursuit didn't last long as officers quickly executed a pit maneuver, bringing the suspect's vehicle to a stop.
Hands up! That car right now!
The suspect was successfully arrested and taken into custody without further incident. On 2024 in Indian River County, Florida, when a deputy attempts a simple traffic stop on what looks like a silver Mercedes SUV, but appearances can be deceiving. The plate belongs to a completely different car, and the driver behind the wheel has a history that's about to explain everything. The moment the lights come on, the driver, 37-year-old Nefertiti Dutz, takes off.
Vehicle's fleeing. We're going to be north on 49th Ave. Just ran a stop sign, 32nd. 47th Ave, southbound, back to 41st.
She blows through stop signs in a quiet neighborhood, pushes into oncoming lanes, and nearly collides with other vehicles. But troopers weren't about to let this go on. As soon as the road opened, they moved in, aiming to end the danger before it could spill into rush hour traffic.
Check up. Get your hands out the window.
Inside the vehicle sits her Florida ID, proof of who she is, and confirmation of her long history behind the wheel without a license. 14 prior convictions, 2 designations as a habitual traffic offender, and still on probation when she decided to run. Curious and probably single, just do what this guy did. Check out this chase till the end to find out what I am talking about. On April 12, 2024, a deputy from the Cobra unit noticed a vehicle with one of these tags and moved in to investigate. What started as a simple traffic stop quickly turned into something much bigger.
We'll be pulling into the Windjammer Center Plaza. Vehicle's taking off.
When the deputy tried to initiate a traffic stop, the driver hit the gas, kicking off a high-speed pursuit through the streets of Riverdale.
Drive going towards 285.
Crossroad Drive, let's start.
Walking over Kingswood Circle all this time towards we're going to be going towards the building. Left on Sean Drive at McDonald's. We're going to be going towards 85. This unit is at 85.
I got like the 85. 85 from 4 Parkway 85.
Hey, whoever this is behind me, I need you to come on.
The deputy got close enough for a pit and almost stopped the suspect, but the driver managed to recover. But the deputy didn't back off, staying right on his bumper as the chase continued.
From Southwest Parkway. Southwest Highway. He's on the left on, we're right on South Bridge.
After another pit, the suspect's vehicle flipped onto its side, trapping the occupants inside. Deputies moved in quickly, breaking the windshield to get the suspects out of the vehicle.
Bro, get off the phone.
I ain't split stuff right here. Whoa. Hey, push this up, push this up. Me. So if you don't know, sir, you are under arrest. Yes, sir. No, that's it. It was just them two. Hey, sir, if you didn't know, you are under arrest, okay? All right, bet. Yes, sir. Put them both in my car.
Eventually, the suspects were freed from the overturned vehicle and taken into custody without injury. A small amount of marijuana was found on one of the men, and to make things worse, the suspect admitted his girlfriend was going to be furious when she found out what happened to her new car. One of the most commonly modified cars in the US, but no amount of mods can outrun the law. It was May 7th, 2025, when a Washington State Patrol trooper attempted to stop a Civic for improper merging on I-90 near Preston. The driver, 21-year-old Victor A. Hernandez Paredes, wasn't interested in a ticket, and he hit the gas. What started as a simple stop quickly turned into a full-blown high-speed chase across Interstate 90.
68 not from front.
10-060, I have a vehicle that's interfering into gray Infinity. We're back eastbound 90.
Great Infinity interfering on eastbound 90.
The male driver, he looks Hispanic, light skin, black hair.
Male driver with a red and black jacket to the front.
And there's two vehicles now, and this is Infinity right in front of me trying to interfere from this pursuit. We're about 100 miles an hour. The clean vehicles in lane 1.
I'm with them and I see the Infinity as well.
To clear things up, you might have noticed that the car that initially fled wasn't the one being chased. That's because right after Victor took off, his brother decided to jump in and help by stepping into the mess. Instead of making things better, he ended up turning one bad decision into a disaster for both of them.
The Honda has a flat tire, the rear right tire. This car is falling apart from the rear bumper. Exiting the high point. Sorry, we're coming from Highlands when I originally stopped him. He yelled out the window that he has a kid and he's losing control. We're on the off ramp. He's lost control, faced the wrong way.
Okay, man.
The vehicle lost control, exiting the high point from Highlands. Subject to the child in the vehicle physics.
While troopers focused on boxing in the original suspect who fled the stop, his brother managed to slip away for the moment. But things got even worse when the first suspect also broke free and troopers lost sight of him entirely. Luckily, it didn't end there. Just a few moments later, his brother's luck ran out.
They come back westbound from High Point. I took over ticket from the correct lanes of traffic.
1268, we're starting rolling, slow down. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, easy, easy. It's spinning out. Now it's facing the right way, it's in the ditch. Go, go, go.
The brother was quickly arrested and troopers wasted no time getting back to the search for the primary suspect. Later that night, their efforts paid off. Victor was located once again.
Looks like Dallas lined them up. They're stopped right here. South Alpha, please. truck.
Vehicle stop. Commit to felony stop, please.
Got the driver door open. Looks like passenger door open as well. Hands are up.
Party line advising driver door open, hands are up, please.
Which side channel?
Both brothers now face multiple felony charges, including eluding, obstruction, and reckless endangerment, as officials investigate what appears to be a coordinated effort between the two drivers. What started as a simple traffic stop quickly turned into a chaotic family affair. On March 10th, when radio traffic lit up, an out-of-control Chevy Malibu was clocked at 105 miles per hour, heading northbound on I-5 and 40. With no time to waste, troopers raced to intercept before someone got seriously hurt.
We're not slowing down. 1037. Stand by for TV off and trust off by Kelly. TV off.
Where are you at?
Hey, hands! 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 Give me your hands! Open the door! Open the door! Right before the 5. Step out! Step out! Step out!
A felony stop followed, and the suspect, identified as Jennifer Hampton Higgins, was taken into custody without further incident. She claimed she was rushing to a dying patient, but the real reason for her recklessness quickly became clear. Inside the car, over $2,000 in cash, nearly a pound of marijuana, and 65.5 grams of hydrocodone, enough to rack up multiple felony charges. Hampton Higgins was booked on charges including felony fleeing, reckless driving, and possession with intent to deliver. Her excuse may have been emotional, but the law doesn't bend for dangerous behavior. 2025, in Russellville, Arkansas, a silver Honda Accord rockets down Sparksford Drive, pushing 50 in a 30. What should have been a simple traffic stop quickly turned into something else entirely. The driver was identified as Nathan Jose Alamán.
It's a silver Honda Passport car situated. We're going south towards the interstate on 124.
27, stand by, 19. Your day, 1060. Very accurate.
Turning east on I-40. Boy Frank Mary 41 Young.
On the interstate, Alamán cranked the Accord to 130 miles per hour, weaving across lanes, blasting down the shoulder and turning rush hour traffic into his personal slalom course. But it seemed he was a little bit unfamiliar with the route, which he will show as the chase progressed. Exiting at Pottsville at over 100 miles per hour, he skipped a stop sign and went airborne off a curb before bouncing into a commuter lot, somehow regaining control and swinging back onto U.S. Highway 64.
He's crashed out. He's crashed out.
Crash out 236.
1022. He's going east on 64 now. Got a lot of smoke coming from his vehicle. I'm not sure which direction to go.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Turn around. Get on the ground. Now, face down.
A precise strike to the driver's side sent the Honda spinning into a ditch, finally bringing the chase to an end. Taken into custody with no further fight, Aleman was transported to the hospital before being booked on a stack of charges, from felony fleeing to reckless driving and speeding over 130 miles an hour. Flashing blue lights behind you? Well, this driver took that to a whole new level. On May 10th, 2021, Trooper Davis tried to pull over a vehicle using an unmarked patrol unit. The driver actually stopped at a red light. Instead of stepping out when ordered, the driver just sat there. Then, as the light turned green, he started slowly rolling forward. But that slow crawl quickly turned into a not-so-subtle getaway.
That is now 1053 for item 37, 1037, taking Roosevelt from 30 West.
As the chase picked up speed, the suspect suddenly took an exit and blew through yet another red light. Well, this is where it gets cinematic. Instead of slowing down or even pretending to care about traffic laws, the driver apparently mistook a fire hydrant for a finish line and went straight into it.
Roosevelt. Right out, the outward. Right out.
After the suspect hit the hydrant, Trooper Davis went straight into the suspect's vehicle. Now, you might be thinking that was a good move, or maybe that's what the suspect deserved. But here's the twist. Trooper Davis ended up getting suspended for 1 day because of that move. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments. Should he have been suspended, or should they have given him a bonus for creativity? As for the suspect, his escape didn't last long. He ditched the car and took off on foot, but that sprint ended just as fast as it started. After a short chase, he was caught and taken into custody. Michigan State Police joined the pursuit of a black Dodge Ram on August 11, 2022, after Detroit police reported that someone inside the truck had fired shots at officers through the rear sliding window. Troopers picked up the chase near Interstate 75 and Schaefer in Detroit, escalating the situation as they worked to bring the armed suspect to a stop.
Asking if we're good.
Supervisor, are we approved? We got four involved.
Can we contact up to Schaefer? Northbound. Okay, so you gotta do it.
We're right behind them.
Right behind them. Northbound on 4 at Schaefer.
Yeah, right out the north.
Trooper 2's already called out.
Lights are off. Force the back, all units need to be about. So you're going to be ramping to 94. Give you a direction. Just a second.
Look, dedicated westbound.
Alright, what's going to be good? The westbound 94, what's Southfield, westbound 94. your call? Did you judge by the fire right now? Is there anything on that vehicle? Okay, have the assault rifle firing back.
Let me know, mate. Let me know. All right, 20 from 81 DPD for some reason.
The trooper took the lead as the primary unit in the pursuit, now being the closest to bringing this dangerous chase to a safe end. With determination, he pushed forward, closing in on the armed suspect. Stay tuned to see how this high-stakes pursuit unfolds.
Well, I can call it for you if you want.
Yeah. Go ahead. Trooper 2's calling it over. Track 2.
Eastbound, he's gonna be ramping off the Southfield split, ramping off at the Southfield split.
DPD, MSC's coming up there. Give him some space, then be advised that car is firing shots. So don't get too close, watch out for that crossfire.
Continuing eastbound, outer, going around the curve, gonna be approaching 94 again.
Gonna be coming up to 94 from outer. Eastbound.
Have
13 under 94. Same thing that DPD is telling their officers.
Yeah, I'm listening, Sarge. It's just eventually we're gonna have to take this out.
Eastbound outer drive through a canal. Slowing up, gonna be looping back around westbound outer drive, watch yourself.
almost.
What time's the fit unsuccessful? Alright, continuing westbound outer drive. West Street.
There you go.
Coming back up to Allen. Westbound coming up to Allen. Through Allen, westbound.
Here.
Other unsuccessful fit.
The trooper made several attempts to execute a pit maneuver, but each time the suspect managed to evade, keeping the pursuit alive. The chase continued at high speed, with the pressure mounting as the suspect showed no signs of slowing down. Stay tuned to see how this intense pursuit unfolds.
Southfield, eastbound on outer.
Yeah, 55, take that.
Did you say you're outer driving Southfield? Yep, we're coming up to outer drive. Southfield, gonna be taking northbound service drive from outer, northbound service drive from outer. Still blacked out? What's the description of the car?
Black Rambo.
You want that number? The blacked out Ram. Coming to the on ramp right now. Ramping on northbound Southfield from outer, northbound Southfield from outer. Successful. Spinning out. You're ready. Sure.
Hold on. Hold on.
So you're northbound on Southfield from outer.
He's right.
Alright, he's spinning out right now. Heads up, guys. Driver's out. He's armed.
Out, got a gun, long gun in his hand, running. Passenger out, they're both running eastbound across the service drive. It's water there, guys. Passengers to your right, working his way southbound in the water. Passengers to your right.
After the pit maneuver, the suspect fled on foot, unaware of a nearby lake. In their attempt to escape, they ran straight into the water, where they quickly realized their mistake. Troopers closed in, and both suspects were arrested and taken into custody, bringing the chase to a dramatic end. On February 20th, 2021, Trooper Zachary Walk was traveling northbound on Harry Truman Parkway near De Lesseps Avenue. While in the left lane, he observed a white Audi sedan ahead in the same lane. The Audi then changed lanes to the right and accelerated quickly. Trooper Walker checked the Audi with the front antenna of his radar unit, confirming a speed of 83 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. He positioned his patrol car behind the Audi and initiated a traffic stop. The Audi initially pulled to the east shoulder and came to a stop.
42 Bravo 1.
As Trooper Walker exited his patrol car and began a passenger side approach, the Audi suddenly fled the stop, taking the exit ramp to De Lesseps Avenue. He quickly returned to his patrol car and notified the radio room that the Audi had fled the scene.
Be taking a left onto Cuba. Just make contact with him at 56.
The trooper attempted the pit maneuver twice, but both attempts were unsuccessful. The chase continued, with the suspect driving recklessly and showing no regard for the safety of other drivers on the road.
Clear right, clear right, clear right.
Range 201, I'm coming out on the intersection. She might have dropped the head.
The trooper attempted the pit maneuver one more time, but the suspect managed to recover once again. However, 3 minutes later, when the trooper caught up to the suspect, there was no escape from that situation. The suspect was arrested and taken into custody without further incident, bringing the chase to an end. While stationed, a trooper spotted a driver speeding far above the posted limit. Quickly putting his vehicle in drive, the trooper activated his lights and began pursuing the driver, who continued to ignore the stop and sped off, refusing to pull over. As the driver accelerated even further, the trooper quickly called for backup. The suspect swerved in and out of lanes, speeding at a dangerous rate, making it clear this pursuit was about to get even more intense. As the trooper began losing sight of the suspect, he informed other units and made the decision to cancel the pursuit, continuing with routine patrolling. Now let me know in the comments, what do you think the trooper could have done differently in this chase to stop the suspect before it got away? We'd love to hear your thoughts. In Franklin County, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office became involved in a pursuit of a stolen vehicle. Little did anyone know, this chase would turn into one of the most tragic pursuits in the county's history. It all started when an officer located the stolen vehicle and activated emergency lights and sirens. But, as expected, the suspect failed to stop, kicking off what would become a crazy and tragic pursuit. One trooper was in position, ready to deploy spike strips. As the suspect approached, the trooper deployed them, but the attempt was unsuccessful. The suspect kept fleeing, refusing to stop. As the trooper exited the highway, the suspect continued driving recklessly, running a red light and swerving into oncoming traffic. What happened next would go down as one of the most tragic pursuits in the county's history.
Hey, listen, passing Hamilton Square, still going about 60. We're going into southbound lanes of travel. Or north.
As a pedestrian tried to cross the road, the suspect struck him, and tragically he lost his life on the spot, just for trying to cross the street. It was a heartbreaking moment. What makes it even worse is that the suspect kept fleeing as if nothing had happened. That's truly beyond belief. The suspect eventually came to a stop and, along with all of the passengers, exited the vehicle and began fleeing on foot. The trooper pursued them in the patrol car before coming to a stop, exiting the vehicle and giving chase on foot. With multiple troopers now involved in the pursuit, all of the suspects were apprehended. The suspect who had struck the 61-year-old pedestrian was arrested, but tragically he passed away 3 months later in the hospital due to injuries sustained during the chase.
Hey, ma'am, how you doing? Rolling one out. Hey, do you have your driver's license, registration? Are you the RO of this vehicle? Can you state your name? Are you Alexandra? So it seems that you got a warrant out of Citrus County.
You're not allowed to stop me.
I am, because you matched the description of a wanted fugitive, okay?
Alexandra was stopped due to an active warrant, but from the very start, she was uncooperative. When instructed to exit the vehicle, she refused and took off, fleeing the scene, setting the stage for what would soon become a high-stakes pursuit.
Don't you drive off.
No,
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. St. John, she's taking off. She just got on the 95 northbound from 16. FHP's taking over lead, inside lane, northbound, 90 miles an hour. I-2, pit. Pit complete.
After a dramatic pursuit, Alexandra's escape was cut short when the trooper executed a perfect pit maneuver. The vehicle came to a stop and she was swiftly taken into custody, bringing the chase to an end. On 20th, 2023, a woman was pulled over for speeding, but the moment she stopped on the side of the road, she took off. The trooper who stopped her quickly notified dispatch and called for backup. Moments later, Trooper Jacob Bird responded and took over the pursuit as the primary unit.
kind of speed is you traveling now? Now, where are you? Exit the door. With 21, if you can end it, hit them out before they get to the same line.
After the woman lost a tire, Trooper Bird was ready to end it right then, but others advised waiting, thinking she might pull over. However, as the chase went on, it became clear that she had no intention of stopping.
You gotta take a 64D in the wholesale.
Is it over or are they still in pursuit?
Trooper Bird has dealt with plenty of fast supercars in the past and stopped them with ease, and this was just another day at the office for the legend. The woman was taken out of the vehicle, arrested, and taken into custody without further incident. Known for cheese and cold winters, but on this night it served up a high-speed chase straight out of an action movie. On March 28, 2023, two men in a stolen vehicle led Greenfield police on a wild pursuit through Milwaukee. After blowing through every red light and ignoring every traffic law in sight, the suspect showed no signs of slowing down. The officer closed the distance, and because with driving this reckless, it was only a matter of time before someone got hurt. The pursuit came to a decisive end near South 27th Street and Lincoln Avenue, where officers executed a textbook pit maneuver. The stolen vehicle was stopped, and both suspects were taken into custody without further incident. Thankfully, no officers were injured. The incident occurred on January 8, 2021, while the trooper was patrolling North Columbia Street. The pursuit began when a trooper noticed a dark-colored minivan leaving a convenience store without working taillights. Upon further observation, the van lacked a rear license plate. The trooper initiated a traffic stop in the parking lot of the Economy Inn Hotel, but the driver, later identified as Forrest Treese, accelerated rapidly, fleeing the scene.
Going left on MLK. Left on MLK. No 28 displayed. Let's see if I can put them here.
We're clear north on MLK.
On MLK headed towards Jefferson. Milledgeville, we're at Jefferson, making a right. Southbound Jefferson. Southbound Jefferson.
North Jefferson making a right.
The trooper closed in on the suspect's vehicle multiple times but opted not to execute a pit maneuver. Let us know in the comments, should the trooper have gone for the pit maneuver instead?
Montgomery now. Jefferson and Montgomery.
I'll put Jefferson and Montgomery.
Making a left on Montgomery. Left on Montgomery.
We're clear making a left on Montgomery.
Just went straight through the intersection. And we're coming to a back road back here. Pulling.
We're clear coming up on this back road.
Once the suspect made it back onto the road, the trooper recognized the perfect opportunity, clear conditions and no traffic. Without hesitation, the decision was made to execute a pit maneuver.
Headed out 22 towards Sparta. It looks like it's one occupant, just a driver.
We're clear, there's one.
Milledgeville.
The chase ended decisively when the trooper executed a successful pit maneuver on the suspect's vehicle. The maneuver caused the vehicle to spin out and come to a complete stop. The suspect, realizing there was no escape, was quickly apprehended and taken into custody, bringing the pursuit to an end. Late at night on January 17, 2025, in Oneida County, New York, Deputy Michael Beedish noticed a man acting suspiciously at a gas station in the town of Crescent. Running the plates on a black BMW, he discovered the driver, 28-year-old Matthew Johnson, had a revoked license and was prohibited from driving due to prior convictions. Matthew Johnson initially slowed down as if he was going to pull over, but that was just a trick. He hit the gas, taking off and initiating a pursuit. Johnson pushed his vehicle to a top speed of 120 miles per hour. a reckless move considering the weather conditions. To make matters worse, he was driving left of center, dangerously overtaking vehicles and putting everyone on the road at risk. Johnson attempted to pass another vehicle but lost control, sliding from the northbound lane into oncoming traffic. He crashed into a southbound vehicle, bringing the chase to a tragic end. Emergency crews rushed to remove him from the wreckage and attempted life-saving measures, but Johnson was pronounced dead at the scene.
So if you could try to cut him off on Curry Road 6.
On August 3rd, 2020, an officer attempted to initiate a traffic stop on a white Dodge Charger. However, for unknown reasons, the driver failed to stop, despite the officer activating lights and sirens, initiating a pursuit.
7-4, we just passed Curry Road P, still going eastbound.
Road B, headed eastbound. Tesla, you also advised to SO units.
7-4.
Big US 70, I'm going to try to put some anchors on Curry Road 6.
7-4. Looks like it's occupied by two people. I just saw somebody throwing what appears to be a white can.
The suspect accelerated down the road, but then one crazy idea crossed his mind. He veered off the road and drove straight into a cornfield, attempting to evade the officers through the dense crops.
Cornfield off the side of Curry Road K. I'm able to locate him. So if you could try to cut him off on Curry Road 6. 10-4, we're on a field. One of them's just about to bail out. I found them on the field. They're still traveling down the field. They appear to be stuck. Two of them are bailing out right now.
The two suspects got stuck in the cornfield and allegedly exited the vehicle, fleeing the scene on foot. The officer had to wait for backup due to safety concerns, knowing the suspects were potentially armed.
There appears to be two males, one wearing a black shirt, the other one wearing a white shirt. They're both in blue jeans.
Stand by right there. 944, can you have 910 post up on Curry Road 6 in between these fields? They're going to be running northbound towards his direction.
Stay police! Everybody come out!
910.
The suspects, later identified as Joseph Leyva and Patricio Gilman, were eventually apprehended. On August 6, 2020, Patricio Gilman was taken into custody after a short foot chase. Then, on August 18, 2020, Joseph Leyva was located at Clovis Homes and taken into custody. Both were booked into the Curry County Detention Center. 21 in Atlanta, Georgia, just past 1:30 in the morning, Interstate 75 lit up with the roar of high-performance engines. Among them, a white Dodge Charger, its rear passengers hanging halfway out the windows, phones in hand, broadcasting their illegal street racing antics to the world. But they weren't just filming the night's joyride. They were filming their way straight into the sights of the Georgia State Patrol. When troopers closed in, the Charger made its move, blowing red lights, nearly clipping cars, and even cutting across lanes as passengers turned their cameras back on law enforcement, mocking every attempt to stop them.
Just hit main contact. We're back southbound, coming up on West Paces. It's a white Challenger. They're hanging out of the car, filming. We're getting back on northbound.
The driver pushed the Charger into triple-digit speeds, headlights off, weaving through traffic at more than 140 miles an hour. Every reckless swerve, every wrong lane maneuver only raised the stakes. Troopers stayed locked in, waiting for the opening they needed. Finally, as the chase stretched north and the road cleared, the trooper saw his moment. With precision timing, he lined up the Charger's rear quarter panel and executed a pit. From chaos came silence. Passengers were pulled from the wreck, 2 injured and 1 placed in custody. Evidence from inside the car told the rest of the story. Cell phone videos clocking the Charger at nearly 150 miles per hour. The driver later identified through photos, texts, and even a pair of discarded Crocs found near the crash site. What began as a reckless street racing spectacle ended as another case file for the Georgia State Patrol, a reminder that no matter how fast you run, the camera doesn't lie, and neither do the consequences. On July 20th, 2024, Deputy Ferguson was patrolling in response to a recent armed robbery near the Amaco gas station. While patrolling, Deputy Ferguson observed a white 2023 BMW 530e at the Texaco gas station. The vehicle was parked improperly in front of the store entrance. When approached, the vehicle moved to a gas pump, and a female, identified as J. Drafton, exited the passenger seat. Deputy Ferguson asked Drafton about the vehicle, and she claimed they had just purchased it and didn't know how to put it in park. After asking Drafton to return to the vehicle, Deputy Ferguson approached the driver's side and made contact with Brian Johnson, who also claimed not to know how to park the vehicle. When asked for his driver's license, Johnson stated he didn't have it, but provided his name and date of birth. A GCIC check on his name returned no record. Deputy Ferguson requested additional assistance and asked Drafton how she knew Johnson. She stated they were friends. After further questioning, Johnson suddenly accelerated and fled the scene at a high rate of speed.
Hey, Mr. Johnson. Do me a favor, unlock the door for me. All right. Go ahead and step out, too. Black Hawk 6 is taking off. 42 northbound, white BMW. Setting up for pit.
The suspect reached speeds of over 120 miles per hour, making the pursuit increasingly dangerous. Despite the high speeds, the trooper stayed close behind the vehicle, determined not to let the suspect escape. The trooper's persistence and skill in maintaining close proximity meant it would be no easy task for the suspect to outrun or shake off law enforcement.
Trying to get up on him for a pit. He keeps brake checking me.
The trooper had been preparing for a TVI for a long time. When the suspect finally slowed down to make a turn, the trooper seized the opportunity and executed the maneuver, driving straight into the suspect's vehicle.
Stand by. Off the road, 41.
41 on the way.
After the successful TVI, the suspect's vehicle crashed into a ditch. The suspect quickly exited the vehicle and fled on foot into the woods. Despite the dangerous circumstances, the trooper pursued the suspect, determined to apprehend him.
My flashlight. I got my gun out. I'm going to shoot you.
I have a license, man.
You better stay down before you get it again.
You got it.
You got me in my head and everything, man.
I don't give
a Hey, get out of this water.
After a brief foot chase, Blair was tased and arrested. A search of the vehicle revealed multiple firearms, drugs, and stolen identification documents. Blair admitted to fleeing due to a probation violation and not having a license. He was charged with fleeing, possession of firearms and drugs, and possession of stolen property. The vehicle was impounded and all evidence was secured.